They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And the points come on a pass from 39 yards out. A fair catch called for and made. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? But if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Trying to make magic with his feet. And a nice pickup on the run, and gets down to avoid contact. The Noles have had outstanding quarterbacks over the years. Not always dual threats. Sometimes a little more Danny Cannell-ish, but using his feet well there.
And even Chris Winkie. And guys that maybe they weren't runners, but, man, they made those athletes around them really come to life and were a force multiplier, made everybody around them better. And you found a lot of those guys with these Florida State offenses.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. This crowd knows when to bring it. On second down, he'll fire. Unloads it left. And he intercepts it. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
Well, the defense does an awesome job here with their backs against the wall in their own red zone, coming away with an INT early. That could be a big game-changing type play in this game.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Scanning the field, it's Sayin. Spits it out to the back. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the running back has it. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
That's a really nice run right there. And one of the things I love about him, he runs with such physicality and with the toughness. Do you think Woody Hayes, the great Ohio State coach, would have loved to have this guy in his backfield? His running style just marries so well with that. When you think about Ohio State and their tradition at running back, right? With all the athletes they've had throughout the decades, this guy was meant to play in the shoe.
On second down, looking again to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Smith. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. He wants to throw. Unloads to the right. He makes a catch. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Dropping back, it's Sayin. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yards. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes! I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with a touchdown.
And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this team.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. And this crowd loves a good pass rusher in the line of Chase Young, the Bosa's, Jim still wagging. The Buckeyes can get after the quarterback.
Yeah, and when the crowd's going nuts like it does in the shoe, it just makes it easier to rush the pass. So the snap count is silent, it's predictable, and then you pin your ears back, and that's why they've had so many great pass rushers at Ohio State.
And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. Looks as if he's going to run it. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down.
I'm not sure what the quarterback saw on that one, but that was a very quick decision to take off and run with it to try to get his offense some positive yards.
Wide out in motion. Little touch pass to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Green. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
If you don't convert on this 4th down, there will be questions about passing on the field goal try. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down. That conversion sets a tone, but that's also really part of their MO. They're going to go for it on 4th and short.
Yeah, it's a body blow, and it's demoralizing. It's a good point, Reese. When you go for it like that and you go get it, you're essentially telling the opponent, look, you can't stop us. Next time we get in a similar situation, we're going to do the exact same thing, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. The Noles are in the hurry-up. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Finds his man. It's Jacobs. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State.
Number 19 with the grab and the score.
Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Vanderbilt is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jay Cutler, this might not be over just yet. They're trailing by just 4 to Alabama. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Got his man to the left. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. New set of downs after that completion. Running back goes in motion. They'll throw it on 1st down. Got the back over the middle. And they'll stop him just short of the 1st down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Out of the gun to give to the back. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a 1st down.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense sticking to the run. Nice job getting the 1st down.
What a nifty run there to pick up the 1st down.
Well, right away after picking up the 1st down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back, and I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on 1st down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
The Buckeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of the stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to it. Works his way down to the 10-yard line after a pickup of 3. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Looking downfield, it's Sayin. Floating away. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
All right, this quarterback is going to have to start playing with a clock going off in his head. He knows he cannot hold on to the football too long with players like that getting after him.
It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. The holder will kneel down at the 29, making it a 39-yard attempt. Not a chance. Missed it. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss.
14, Florida State, 7.
The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Going up top on first down. They're bringing heat. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. He's going to pass. And that ball is picked off. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Trying to start the drive with a pass. He's got the back in the middle. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with the first down at the 31. The Buckeyes moving quickly to the line. Wants to throw on first down. Got his man quickly. Open, got some room into the goal line. Touchdown, Ohio State. And they take it in for 6 more points. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. He's looking to throw it. Going downfield for the big play. Reels it in down the left side. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. Looking to go up top on first down. Quarterback extends the play. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was so he's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. On third and short, they'll try to throw for it. Pocket starts to collapse. And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the first down. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Would have just been a 49-yard field goal try, but they're hungry for touchdowns, so they'll try to move the chains on fourth and short. He'll take it himself. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. A fresh set of downs after that fourth down conversion, but still the up-tempo as they get to the line quickly. Trying to escape and get it himself.
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You can tell. Drops back, nothing open. It's okay. I'm just going to take off, get what I can get.
And the Seminoles are threatening in the red zone. He wants to throw here on second down. Looking for a man. And this sophomore quarterback learning when to use his legs to move the chains. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. After the run, now to throw. Feeling some heat. And the quarterback can't get away, and down he goes. No time left on the clock. They passed on the field goal try, and they'll get nothing like it. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Buckeyes will line up to kick off and start the second half. He'll call for the fair catch here. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Those 2 first-half turnovers really damaging, and the primary reason they find themselves trailing to start the 3rd quarter.
And this is an offense that prides themselves on taking care of the football and then having explosive plays. You know they're playing angry right now. They're mad. They know they're the reason why they're down in this game, so I expect them to come out here, lighten it up here for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and this defense playing fast, playing physical, forcing things into action, forcing those...
He holds it in, and nobody's close. He was off to the races, and maybe another step or 2, and he would have scored, but they get him at the 21-yard line. That last big play has them in business just outside the red zone. It's 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Snagged in the middle. It's Jacobs. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. It's complete. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be 1st and goal. The Seminoles headed quickly to the line. Touchdown, Noles! You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Colin.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking for the edge on the jet sweep. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
Man, you just hold your breath every time this particular receiver gets the ball in his hands. Because of his speed, he's dangerous to score every single time he touches it. That time on the jet sweep, though, the defense did a better job playing team defense and getting him on the ground.
He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a 1st down.
Yeah, I like it. I like the confidence of the coaches. When you're an offensive coach, you got to be aggressive nowadays. And going for it in your own territory, it used to be, no, you can't do that. Now, everybody's like, you know what? Analytically, makes sense.
Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. One of the great programs in the history of the sport, sort of built on the running game, but these days, Ohio State defined by explosive pass play.
Yeah, and you can call yourself whatever you want. A lot of people claim different things like wide receiver U, but when you look at Ohio State, the past several years, going back 10 years probably, you could pick so many big names of guys who have been superstars, not only at the college level, but also at the NFL level.
They'll run play action. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. The Buckeyes getting set on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Sayin. Dances away to buy time. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
I know that one hit the ground, but you haven't seen that a lot. He completed over 70% of his throws in their last game. He's over 80% in this game. My old offensive coordinator, Sean Payton, used to say, bore me with completions. This guy will put you to sleep.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Each brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
3rd down coming up.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. He wants to throw it again. They've got the screen set up. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down.
And I think if I'm a QB, I like the decision. I get it to my running back who's really good after the catch and really good with the ball in his hands, but the defense did the job. They got him on the ground. They gave up some yards, but they forced the 4th down.
It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And that lead grows even bigger. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Vanderbilt is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jay Cutler, this might not be over just yet. They're trailing by 10 to Alabama. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Seminoles will hustle to the line. They'll go to the ground. And he'll pick up the 1st down, but he got drilled on that tackle. These guys have staggered around a little bit in this one. It would be a really good time to get things going if they want to hold off the upset bid.
But they're the favorite for a reason, Reese, and they've got the playmakers on the field. They're only one play away from completely changing the momentum in this game. So the underdog, David, they've got to keep playing at a high level.
And they're the underdogs for a reason. So they've got to have some things go their way. They got to catch some breaks. And all they want to do, continue to fight, continue to hang around as long as possible and stay within a play or stay within some kind of big game-changing momentum play.
Getting some heat. He's going to run it. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I'll tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the 1st down. Offense picking up steam. 1st and 10 from the 31. He wants to throw. He'll take a deep shot here. Touchdown Seminoles! And the comeback is on. Lining up for the PAT. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Ohio State 24, Florida State 21.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Dropping back, it's Sayin. Pressure coming. And he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down. He tried to get it on his own.
Now, a 4th down. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Ohio State 24, Florida State 21.
They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow. But this carries big-time risk on 4th down. Unleashes one. Trying to pick up the 1st out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices.
You know, you always talk about risk-reward. Gambling and going for it with the lead on 4th down right there and getting it, the reward could be winning the game. That was an unbelievable play. And how about this coaching staff putting their faith in their players to come up with the execution and make it happen?
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. The Buckeyes are flying down the field. The give to the back. Not a lot of daylight there. Let's give him 1 to the 14.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. When those guys, those running backs come in, they just need a mid. They put 1 mid on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Looking for a man. It's Sayin. Finds his big tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
Shotgun snap on 3rd down. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Well, the offense has made it known on this drive. They're trying to throw the football, and they're going to let this quarterback go to work. The defense does a great job winning up front. They get the sack to try to slow this momentum down.
Fourth down and 4 yards to go. The offense will try to get it. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And they got him. A sack denies the try to convert on 4th down.
I know that was tough, but as a quarterback, you got to know on 4th down, you cannot take a sack. Any way, shape, or form, you've got to be able to get rid of that football and give it an opportunity. That time, I know it wasn't blocked perfect, but the quarterback's got to have more sense of urgency.
To the air on 1st down. The short hands, it's McCoy. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Throws a nice completion there for a 1st down. This guy has been the biggest key to this team's success all season long. He's shown up in big moments. He's won big games. He's putting up big numbers, and that's why he's in the discussion to win the Heisman Trophy.
Looking down the left side. And the ball will be grabbed at the 30-yard line. Touchdown, Florida State. They move on top here in the 4th. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. to the 25. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Back to pass, it's Sayin. Finds his tight end. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down. This upset bid has been brewing since the start of the game, seemingly, and they are in a world of hurt at this moment, guys.
Yeah, keep the pedal to the floor, right? Don't let up. You've done a great job. You're the perceived underdog. You've taken control of this football game. Jesse, you've got the formula right now. You got them right where you want.
Yeah, they've thrown caution to the wind in this game, right, David? I mean, they came in knowing they'd have to take some chances and they'd have to be open and free, and it's worked to their advantage. Now's not the time to get tight if you're the underdog winning this game late.
He'll just keep slinging it. Out of the backfield, he's open. We have reached the 2-minute warning, and time is of the essence if this offense is going to make a play. Third and short now from their own 48. Looking to throw for it. Finds his back in the middle. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Makes the grab on the left. At the 20, he's got space. Then they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. They ripped off a huge chunk, and now a little chunk is needed to pay it off. Well, jet sweep pass. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Trying to pound their way in. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. If they can get it in here, we could have a thrilling end to this game. It is 3rd and goal. Wants to throw. It's Sayin. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
And some of these guys make it look so easy, but these are tight windows down here, man. There's not a lot of space in the field, and he drops back, knows exactly where he's going with the football, throws it in there, makes the play, and more importantly, now his team is in the lead in the 4th quarter.
It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing.
And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. He's back to throw on 2nd down. Got a man. It's Williams. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
Remember, all they have to do is get it close enough for a field goal here. Trying to know where to go, and the ball is loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
That's a huge blow, man. You got a chance to go take the lead and put yourself in a position you know you can win the ball game. And now, instead of that, you turn the football over. Now you're trailing. The defense is going to have to do something special for you.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. And they come out with a field goal lead. Defense just got to stop now to capitalize, David.
Yeah, keep the momentum going, right? Defense did a great job. They held serve, got you the football back, Jesse. Let's go get some points.
And I'm curious to see how they're going to do this. Are they going to be aggressive after the defense got the stop and take a shot? Or are they going to try to be more conservative here and bleed the clock?
Looking to throw, it's Sayin. They're trying to... The offense coughs it up. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. Comes out throwing on first down. Coming after it. Blasted as he lets it go. It came down to the final quarter. Clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get a close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance. As a coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.
Correct, and you don't know until the games, right? You don't know when those moments present themselves. How are they going to handle it? Great job handling the close game, executing down the stretch like they needed to.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.